fastest show in sports.
I see where a number of the WNBA players are now saying, pay us what we're worth. Pay us what we deserve. You're a junior league. You're still supported by the NBA. The NBA still basically keeps it afloat. And it's not to say that the play is bad and the players don't deserve to get paid. But you're not there yet. You haven't earned the right to be paid anything like an NBA player. You'll get there, but it takes time. I watch the games every now and then, and it's amazing competitive athleticism. But you're not worth that kind of money yet. Am I wrong?
Well, life is never what you're worth. It's only what you can negotiate.
Right.
I mean, if Bob next door to you, in the cubicle next to you, has been with the company the same amount of time, does the same amount of work, is the same amount of productive as you, and makes 3 times the amount of money as you, it's just because Bob can negotiate a better deal. So it's up to you to go negotiate a better deal. And for the WNBA players, they can go on strike if they want, and we'll find out how much they're able to negotiate. Not what they're worth, what they're able to negotiate. They just need a better union. And so if they get one, then they may get paid more. But in the interim, don't complain about it, and don't wear T-shirts that say that you're owed something. Nobody owes anybody anything.
That's the biggest part of it. The league doesn't owe you anything at this point.
No.
You owe what you get what you can in every
You get
situation.
what you can negotiate. Right.
But it still takes time. And
well, don't we always say, Ed, that there are players who get contracts, you go, how the hell does player A get a $100 million contract? Well, he was able to negotiate it.
Yes.
He said, well, he sucks. Well, that doesn't matter whether he sucks or not. Ronald Acuna Jr. makes $17 million a year. I can tell you right now, he negotiated a long-term deal that benefited him, 6 years ago, which is fine, but it doesn't benefit him now. I mean, he's obviously, if he's healthy, he's worth Shohei Ohtani or Judge money, but that's not what he negotiated. What do you want me to tell you?
Well, but that's the difference, too, with those players saying that we deserve something. Yeah, you deserve to be paid well. Look, I mean, I'm one of those guys that has always said, I don't begrudge anybody who makes hundreds of millions and tens of millions, whatever it is. If you can get it, make it. It's like in broadcasting, sports, doesn't make a difference what it is. If you can get that kind of money, get it. Life is short. Don't bother to sit around waiting about what you could get. But you're right. Negotiate it, work at it. The WNBA players want to be paid better. Get a better union. Get a better leverage system working. Create what you have. Make it something that is completely indispensable in sports that people will absolutely want to see at any given time, and then you can make more money. I mean, right now, yeah, they get great crowds in many of these WNBA games, but you're not... Look, when we talk about the major sports in America, we talk about baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, maybe golf, maybe still NASCAR, but the WNBA does not come into that discussion yet because they're not there. And guess what? I saw one WNBA player, and I cannot think of her name, and she said, I get paid about $76,000 a year, and I'm thankful for it because I couldn't make that kind of money anywhere else playing basketball. She understands that it takes time, and I wish they would think twice about becoming overly militant, but then again, you and I both know that this whole conversation will be whitewashed by people who will say, a couple of old white guys sitting here talking about female basketball players. It's what'll always happen.
Well, I mean, the argument against that is, look, if we were talking about figure skating, professional female figure skaters make more than professional males figure skaters because the audience wants to see them more than the men. And it's just, it's, by the way, comparing it to the NBA is comparing it to rugby. It's not the same thing. They're two totally different things here. I mean, it's not the quality of the game. It's just the quality of now they have a new television contract coming up. So good, renegotiate. Oh, look, I'd be thrilled for the WNBA players to be making, Caitlin Clark signs a, 5-year, $40 million deal. I mean,
for her.
Besides, she's already making about $8 million a year in endorsements anyway. So, I mean, she's not hurting. and neither is Angel Reese for that matter. When she comes out and says, "I make 76,000," I'm like, "No, you don't. I mean, you
You're
got a
making
shoe
a lot
deal."
more.
Yeah, so don't pull my chain on that one. So look, it's only what you're worth. WNBA players make less than women's tennis players at the top. They make less than women's golfers. What do you want me to say? This is an apt comparison, probably more apt than it is to the NBA, if for no other reason that the WNBA isn't the NBA. It's a totally different league. It's a different game. I mean, they're only associated because they both play the same sport. It has nothing to do with anything. Why does women's basketball in college not get the NIL that men's basketball does? Well, I
Sure.
don't know what to tell you. It'd be bigger. I mean,
Well,
women's soccer is bigger than men's soccer on the national level here in the United States by a factor of 20.
women's soccer in America it's a good comparison because women's soccer in America, John, is successful. And they've been
Right.
successful over a number of years. They have been successful at the national level, at the world level. They have captivated America with what they do. They deserve
Mhm.
everything that they get. Ladies, at the
Right.
WNBA, you've got an audience. You've got a great audience. You've got a growing audience, but you're not there yet. When you get there, I hope you get $100 million contracts. It doesn't come out of my bank account. So if you make a tremendous amount of money, good for you.
And I want to dispense with one final thing because I've had this discussion on my radio show too. When you say, "Well, you're just two old white guys sitting around talking about something,"
Yeah.
I want to make sure that anybody who says that understands. No, we are two Americans, okay? And if you're an American, regardless of age, race, creed, color, gender, whatever, you're an American discussing this. You're not a well, I guess anymore, citizen in New York, socialist citizen in New York, which I don't know what the hell that city's going to do. I mean, it's already a damn disaster. But no, I mean, you're not in China, you're not in Brazil, you're not in even England. This is a free market, and if you don't like the free market, leave. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, no, and it's a good comparison and it's a good idea because I hear it a lot in a lot of the when we put out this show, it goes out on audio podcast, YouTube, it goes out on clips all across social media, and it gets a lot of attention, specifically on TikTok and X and Instagram, with a lot of response. And when the response comes back, it's invariable that no matter what the discussion is, there will always be those who will say, "Come on, you're just a bunch of old white guys. Get out of here, Grandpa. Get off my lawn." That's bullshit. We've been
Of course
here.
it is.
We know what it is. We've been around a while. We know what happened before. We know what's happening now. We know what may happen in the future. We're able to put some experience and some level into it that nobody else would be able to bring to the discussion here. We're not hammering anybody because of their sex, race, sport. This is all just about the games and money. Is all it is. We've been here.
Hey, look,
How
I mean,
many?
you and I both we worked in television for years and years and years and years, right?
Long
At
time.
the national, right? Look, at the national level, I worked at four national networks. Okay, CNN, Fox Sports Net, Sports News Network, and of course News Sport. So I worked at four national networks. I never made the money Joy Reid made. I just wasn't able to negotiate it. But I can guarantee you that when I was at Fox Sports Net and back in the day when I was at CNN used to have better ratings, that I had far more viewers than Joy Reid ever had on MSNBC. I can guarantee you that.
Sure.
Yeah. So
And we still
wait,
didn't make the money.
no. I mean, I wasn't able to negotiate what she was able to negotiate. She was able to leverage her position, her personality, her whatever she was able to leverage into. It's all about leverage, and she was able to leverage that into a better deal than I ever got. I couldn't do it. Even with agents, I couldn't do it.
Well,
Even though I was like you, I was really good at what I did.
it's really a good point when you talk about leverage because the WNBA players claim, "Pay us what we're worth." You don't have the leverage right now because you are still a subsidized league of the NBA. Now, if the NBA pulls their money, you stand on your own. You have to then create the leverage, and that comes from ticket sales, television ratings, sponsorships, everything else that makes money. And the women are making good money right now from their endorsements. It's rolling in much more than the salary. I will agree the WNBA should raise the salary rates, but at the same time, you're not $10, $20 million players because you're just not there yet. Stand on your own and grow. And it just comes down to how many leagues have you and I seen over the years that have come up and have failed? I mean,
let's
we've
start with
run out of
networks.
hands.
Let's start with networks.
Well, networks. Don't go there,
Let's
John.
start there.
100 years later, it's still a sore subject.
Yeah.
But we've seen how many sports leagues come and go. Look, I remember, and this goes back a million years, was when they had something called the WFL and then the UFL, other football leagues. I remember when Howard Schnellenberger was a head coach at the University of Miami, won a national championship, left to go be part of the UFL, had a press conference, everything was there, and they never played a game. Ever played one single game. And we're still looking at sports like the USFL that tries to hang on and has gone out of business several times. And there have been different basketball leagues that are out there. It takes time. The fans have got to grow with you. So you're going to have to, look, if you're a WNBA player right now, you're going to have to suck it up, realize that you're part of a base. And here's what they'll also do, John. They'll come back and say, but wait a minute, the WNBA has been in existence for decades. We've had the base. We should be able to grow from the base. Yeah, and I should be able to make $1 million working for a television network. It's just not the way things happen. You're now the base of a new WNBA. You've got to put up with the growing pains.
This is really simple, in my opinion. If the WNBA players feel grandstanding with T-shirts is not the way to negotiate with ownership, it's not the way to win over fans. It was a very poor, ill-gotten idea, and it actually backfired on them to some degree. If I were to get the players in the room, I'd say, look, if you want to have a higher rate of pay in the league, then let's try and negotiate that, go out on strike, and let's find out. And if the ownership wants to open up the CBA and you want to negotiate a new CBA with salary caps and salary floors and things of that nature and better benefits, better medical, whatever, then we'll go that route. But if the ownership looks at you and says, if you go on strike, we're going to use replacement players like they did in the NFL, I'm not sure the league suffers that much. So you better be careful, because outside of Caitlin Clark could stop today, go form her own league opposite the WNBA, and maybe beat the WNBA in terms of success.
I don't know if that happened, because all the really good WNBA players are right now in that league. So I don't know if she'd be able to find good WNBA talent.
Hang on. Define good WNBA players. I mean, go watch that All-Star game and watch the fact that some of them can't even shoot. I mean, so the point is what's marketable and what's not marketable. And in terms of marketability, the players in the WNBA that don't like Caitlin Clark are totally missing the point. She's a white girl or some, bogus thing like that. She's the first marketable player the league has had. And so it's sort of like what happened with Tiger in golf. Tiger took golf to the next level, he was the breakout marketable. Let me put it to you this way. Breakout marketable guys like Michael Jordan in basketball and Tiger in golf. And it's what men's soccer in this country has been missing, is that they've never had the breakout star. They've had the guys that we thought might be stars, the Donovans, the Dempseys, the Pulisics, but those guys aren't Messi. They aren't, Ronaldo. We need the superstar to carry and break out into the public for the men to become that superstar player that's world renowned and maybe the best player in the world. And at women's basketball, Caitlin Clark is the best player in the world.
Well, you would get a lot of argument from that. There are people who would say that she is overrated. There are people who would say that she's injured, she's not. I mean, there's a lot of excuses here, and unfortunately, a lot of it comes from the sewer that is social media, where people are still, for whatever reason, they're still trying to drive up this competition between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and how Angel Reese is the much better player. And John, I have seen this incessant social media bullshit now for weeks, months actually, where it comes out to say that she's the real star of this league. But if you dig deeper into a lot of this, a lot of that is a racial sense of discussion, because there are a lot of players saying that she doesn't get her results, she doesn't get her attention because she's a black player. That's nonsense. All that is just creating a contrived controversy here. She's a good player. Is she a great player? No. Caitlin Clark's a better player. My God, we've answered this question already, haven't we?
Well, again, who are the most marketable athletes in the history of sports in this country? Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods. What race are they? Walk me through this again. So don't give me that.
But the WNBA has got to realize it, and I agree with you completely. If you really want to, go out on strike. But I think you're making a huge mistake.
I do too.
I again, it still comes down to the money is from the NBA. The NBA still funds these teams. You think the NBA and Adam Silver are going to put up with a league that goes on strike and hurts their dollars? You think they're going to put up with that?
No, the NBA will pull its money.
No. But that's just it. If you want that to happen, go ahead. Then learn to stand on your own 2 feet. See how tough that's going to be.
That's all, folks.